You know, the president of the United States, right? Big cheese, the head honcho, the one who sits in the Oval Office and makes those big, important decisions that affect not just the country, but sometimes the entire world. Leader of the free world, the person who can command armies, negotiate treaties, and represent the nation on the global stage, gets to sign things into law and stuff. You know, those moments when you see the president holding up a freshly signed document with a big smile, making it all look so official and grand. But here's a curveball. Sometimes a federal judge can tell the president, nope, not happening. Imagine that. A single judge standing up and saying, hold on a minute, this isn't right. We're talking about executive orders. These are directives from the president that manage operations of the federal government. They can be about anything from national security to environmental regulations. These are like presidential power moves, instructions for the government to do something. Think of them as the president's way of getting things done quickly without waiting for Congress to pass a law. But if a judge thinks an order is unconstitutional or just plain wrong, they can hit the brakes. It's like having a referee in a game who can blow the whistle and stop everything. Yeah, it's a whole thing. This system of checks and balances is designed to make sure no single branch of government gets too powerful. And it's important because it keeps things fair. It ensures that the president can't just do whatever they want without any oversight. Nobody, not even the president, gets to ignore the rules. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and everyone has to follow it. So buckle up, because we're diving into the wild world of judges, presidents, and who gets the last word. It's a fascinating journey through the intricate dance of power and law in the United States. Okay, picture a courtroom. It's a place where justice is served, where the fate of individuals and the interpretation of laws are decided. You've got lawyers passionately arguing their cases, a jury attentively listening and weighing the evidence, and then there's the judge, looking all official in their black robe, presiding over the proceedings with an air of authority and wisdom. But did you know there are different types of federal judges? Each plays a unique role in the judicial system. Let's break it down. First up, we've got district judges. They're like the starting lineup, handling trials and making decisions on a wide range of cases, from civil disputes to criminal prosecutions. They are the ones you see most often in TV dramas, presiding over the courtroom, ruling on objections, and ultimately delivering verdicts. Then there are appeals court judges. They're like the referees, reviewing decisions made by the district judges. If someone believes a mistake was made in their trial, they can appeal to these judges. Appeals court judges don't hold trials. Instead, they review the records of lower court proceedings and determine whether the law was applied correctly. And at the very top, the Supreme Court justices, 9 of them, the ultimate legal all-stars. They take on the most significant and complex legal questions, often involving constitutional issues. Their decisions can shape the law of the land for generations. These folks are appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. It's a big deal. The process involves rigorous vetting, interviews, and often intense political debate. Once confirmed, they hold a position of immense responsibility and influence. And get this, federal judges have their jobs for life. This lifetime tenure is designed to insulate them from political pressures and allow them to make decisions based solely on the law. That's right, they can't be fired for making unpopular rulings. This independence is crucial for a fair and impartial judiciary. This helps them stay impartial and make decisions based on the law, not politics. Their role is to interpret the law, ensure justice is served, and uphold the principles of the Constitution. So next time you see a judge in a courtroom, remember the vital role they play in our democracy. Now, let's talk about how a judge can actually stop a president's executive order. It all comes down to something called judicial review. Basically, the courts get to decide if a law, or in this case, an executive order, follows the Constitution. It's like a giant game of constitutional or unconstitutional. If someone, like a citizen or a state, thinks an executive order is a big old constitutional no-no, they can sue. The case goes to court and the judge gets to decide. If the judge says, yep, this order violates the Constitution, then bam, it's blocked. The president can't enforce it. It's like a legal slap on the wrist. Section 4, Executive Orders versus Judges. Round 1, fight. This showdown between executive orders and judges has happened a bunch of times throughout history. Remember when President Trump tried to ban travel from several Muslim-majority countries? Yeah, federal judges weren't having it. They blocked the ban, saying it discriminated based on religion. Or how about when President Obama tried to protect millions of undocumented immigrants from deportation? Again, judges stepped in and blocked the order, saying it overstepped his authority. These cases show that no matter who's in the White House, the courts are there to make sure everyone plays by the rules. Section 5, why this matters to you. Checks and balances, baby. Okay, so why should you care about all this legal mumbo jumbo? Well, it's not just some abstract concept that only lawyers and politicians need to worry about. This stuff affects you directly every single day because it's about your rights. The Constitution and the system of checks and balances are there to protect you and ensure that no single branch of government becomes too powerful. See, this whole system of judges blocking executive orders is a prime example of checks and balances. It's a safeguard to make sure that the executive branch doesn't overstep its boundaries. It's a fancy way of saying that each branch of government keeps the others in check. The legislative, executive, and judicial branches all have their own powers, but they also have the ability to limit the powers of the other branches. The president can't just do whatever they want. They have to work within the limits set by the Constitution and the laws passed by Congress. The courts are there to make sure they're not abusing their power or violating the Constitution. Judges can review executive actions and strike them down if they're found to be unconstitutional. It's like having a referee in a football game. The referee's job is to ensure that the game is played fairly and according to the rules. They make sure everyone's playing fair and following the rules. If someone breaks the rules, the referee steps in to make the call and enforce the penalties. And that's how it should be, right? A system where everyone is held accountable and no one has too much power. It's all about fairness and justice, ensuring that the rights of individuals are protected and that the government serves the people, not the other way around. Section 6, in conclusion. Judges, presidents, and why we need them both sometimes. So there you have it. Federal judges have the power to block a president's executive order if they think it's unconstitutional. It's a big deal, and it's a vital part of our democracy. It ensures that no one, not even the most powerful person in the country, is above the law. And that's something worth fighting for. So next time you hear about a judge blocking a president's order, remember, it's not about politics. It's about protecting your rights. And that's something we can all get behind.